Hello, welcome back for Unit 4 of our American History 1 course here at Waldorf University. And as we reach kind of the midway point of the class here, I'm going to talk about how things are going. I'm going to talk about our skill this week of continuity and change. Then I'm going to talk about your kind of creative exercise you're doing for the Unit 4 assignment. So far, so good in the course. Continue to work to put your best foot forward over on the discussion board by providing support for the things you're saying, both in terms of research and then representing your own perspective in the best way you can, especially in those responses. I think sometimes as we kind of talk to each other and we get familiar with each other as we move through the course, it becomes easier in those responses to tail off in terms of providing a quality response that has something to say. And so just to keep that within your focus for the week. This week, specifically on the discussion board, we do have the other video over there, but we're going to take our skill, which is continuity and change, and we're going to apply it to the time period we're studying. So continuity and change, when we think about this, is our definition is going to be the objective things that are different or stay the same over the course of a historical situation. So one way to think of this might be the facts as they are. Continuities and changes should be things that anyone can agree on based on the circumstances that are different or the same before, during, and after a situation. So here's where we can talk about maybe the Articles of Confederation, like you're going to do over on the discussion board. Anyone would have to agree that there were Articles of Confederation. So whether you thought they were great and the government should have kept them in place, whether you thought they were terrible and they needed to ultimately be replaced because they were destined to fail, we know that there is this change. These states come together to form the Articles of Confederation. There's also continuities here, right? There's links to British common law, there's established precedents, there's things that are building on the momentum that had already been there, looking towards revolution. So as you look at the Articles of Confederation, we see both continuity and change. This is important because next week we're going to link this to our skill of progress and decline, which is going to take these objective continuities and changes and assign positive and negative values as to how people felt about them. So that's a little spoiler for next week, but let's be identifying those continuities and changes. Your paper this week is your Unit 4 reflection paper, this is kind of a creative assignment where you're going to again put yourself in somebody else's shoes, this time a non-combatant in the American Revolution, and talk about different conflicting perspectives during the time period. There are a lot of issues that people didn't agree on here. First and foremost, maybe the idea of separation from England. When we think about this, you explored this a little bit last week. This was a huge issue. The idea of one of the things we kind of take for granted is that there was this movement towards separation, but during the time period, most people were just looking for improvements to their day-to-day life without changing the whole system. In the post-war era, we can see some conflicts developing, particularly around slavery in the United States. We're going to have the Massachusetts Compromise, the Constitutional Convention, that's going to kick the issue down the road about 20 years. We're going to see some other things focused on the size and scope of the federal government. There's a lot of different conflicting things that you could take a look at for your assignment this week. So identify some of those, bring in some research, and put your best foot forward there. As always, if you have questions, make sure you're reaching out. I'm here to help you however I can. I appreciate the hard work you've put in the course so far, and I look forward to the great things you're going to do this week. Good luck.